koshas in yogic philosophy are like our levels of self. And then we'll focus on the breath with some pranayama, a breathing technique. It's March, so we have a new breathing technique, y'all. Last month we practiced equal parts breath, and in January we practiced 3-part breath, Dirga Pranayam. So today I'll lead you through a new practice. Not new, it's forever old, but new to us and in this context. So, oh yeah, I witnessed it. Okay. Oh, let me just grab. Oh, be right back. And then after that, we'll roll through a physical practice of movement. I mean, stillness and breathing are also physical, let's be real. But we'll go through a movement practice of yoga poses, some functional movement, some stuff learned from physical therapists, some lymphatic shaking, some dance-inspired flexibility and contortion. You know, I try to bring it all to you, baby. You know. So just getting this set up so that I have chat later and I don't have to feel awkward about it. There we go. Very well. Oof. And then we'll end with a nice long Savasana, final relaxation pose, which I'll play some Tibetan singing bowls for you. I'll lead you through the whole thing so you don't have to worry about a thing. So everything that I lead you through is an invitation, so please move at your own pace, move in the way that feels good for your body. Don't get hung up on how it looks. It doesn't have to look the way your body doesn't have to look the way my body looks, and you want to connect to the pace, the speed of your breath, not the length of mine. Maybe your breath is longer than mine. That's great. You want it to be as long and deep as possible. And yeah, so we'll get started here. Seated up nice and tall. You can be even sitting in a chair. That's cool too. Crown of the head reaching towards the sky. Chest over hips, head over heart. Hands come to rest on the lap, either palms down to ground down, or palms up to give and receive energy if you feel you've got a little extra to give today. And we'll start with 3 cleansing breaths. In through the nose, shoulders rise up towards the ears, and out through the mouth with an audible sigh, the shoulders drop down and away. And let the breathing continue in and out through the nose, if that's available. Returning to a natural pace. And we'll just take a moment here to arrive. Let go of everything that came before and everything that's to come up after. And become present to yourself here in this moment, here in this space. And begin to allow sounds into your awareness. Maybe the sound of passing traffic or birds singing just outside your window. You might hear a pet or a roommate shuffling in a room here in your apartment. Allowing all sounds in, all part of this moment, this experience. Notice the temperature of the air on your skin. And feel the weight where your body makes contact with the ground below you. The weight of your hands on your knees. And begin to scan the body from head down towards toes, checking in for any places of tightness or sensitivity. Any restlessness or fidgeting. And taking note to work into those spaces that call out for your attention throughout your practice here today. And we'll shift that observance, that attention from the body, Annamaya Kosha, to Pranamaya Kosha, the energetic level. Noticing where you are energy-wise on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being exhausted, fatigued, ready for bed. 10 being so full of energy it's hard to sit still. Shift the awareness up to the breath. No need to change it, just observe inhalations and exhalations, whatever space in between. Shift the awareness up to the mind, Manomaya Kosha, allowing thoughts and feelings to arise freely. And observing them from a distance. No need to engage. Like a movie being projected onto a screen. The storyline goes on without our direct participation. Just notice, what are the quality of the thoughts today? Do they have a positive or a negative tilt to them? Are they ruminating on the past or attempting to predict the future? Not right or wrong, not good or bad, just something to notice. We'll bring the attention back down to the breath. This time actively expanding the breath. Every inhale sips in a little more air, and every exhale lets something more go. Inhale fills belly like a balloon expanding. Belly inflates, ribs expand. And exhales, knit the ribs in, pull belly button in towards spine using some muscular strength here to fully exhale. Breathing in and out through the nose if that's available for you. Just prepares the air to be more readily accepted by the lungs as it warms it up, brings up the humidity so it's not such a shock to the lungs. It helps you slow down the breath. So this month we'll be working on Ujjayi Pranayama. So it translates to victorious breath, but it's known as ocean sounding breath. So we'll still be using our full belly breathing, right? So we're breathing in and out through the belly. Morning Mango and Isa, much love. So we're breathing in and out through the belly just like before. In and out through the nose as before. Oh, Isa, you're still here. I'm so glad that you made it. Hello, hello. So, a slight constriction in the back of the throat is going to allow us to practice this Ujjayi Pranayama, this breathing technique. Imagine you're trying to blow out candles. Thank you. But just through your nose. Or you're trying to fog up glass through your nose. So you should hear almost like a Darth Vader breath or the sound of the ocean as you exhale. And it would be loud enough for if there was a person on a mat next to you in a yoga studio for them to hear. I don't know if you can hear me on the stream because it's pretty far away and this is a microphone, but we're just working on having an audible sound to the breath. With that slight constriction in the back of the throat. Still, the jaw is relaxed. There's space between top and bottom teeth. The tongue falls away from the roof of the mouth. Space between the eyebrows, no furrowing in the forehead. Thank you, good, I'm glad. If the mind wanders, bring it back to the breath. And on your next exhale, just release any effort from the breath, returning to your natural pace. Perhaps affected from that pranayama, that breathing technique. And hands come to meet at heart center, palms pressed together in Anjali Mudra, no space between the fingers and the thumbs pressed into sternum. Consider here setting an intention or a dedication for your practice. It might be the sankalpa, the heart's desire you've been working with all year. Or something new might inspire you to have shown up to your mat today. The invitation is just to set it in the present tense and in the affirmative. For example, If you're trying to be more mindful or less clumsy or something like that, you might say something along the lines of, I flow through life with ease and grace. I flow through life with ease and grace. And we'll seal that intention with the sound of Om. You're invited to chant with me, of course. First, a cleansing breath. Allow the hands to release to the lap, chin drops towards chest. And on an inhale, right ear rolls over towards right shoulder. Exhaling, chin to chest. And left ear rolls towards left shoulder. Allowing the head to just gently rock side to side as we begin to bring movement into the body. And then next time the head rolls through center, we'll bring it up to neutral and begin to roll the shoulders forward. So this new pranayama, this new breathing technique that we're cultivating and practicing this month, Ujjayi pranayama. It also, so obviously it helps build relationship and connection with the breath. As we're learning, it's not even so much to control the breath, but yeah, to control the breath. I wish I had like a kind of a better word for that. But to really use the breath as a tool to help us navigate our life off the mat with a bit more ease and grace. But it can also help warm up the body. So this is a great breath if you're ever like at a cold bus stop. You can just like turn on your little air conditioning, your heat temperature conditioning, and use that Ujjayi pranayama. So pull the shoulders back. So as you practice and you're able to create a bit more force with that pranayama, with that breathing technique, you can actually raise your body temperature, and I think that's really neat. And there's a bunch of tricks like that in pranayama. The monks up in the Himalayan mountains definitely had need for warming up techniques. And the yogis practicing in southern India had use for cooling techniques for the body. So later in the summer we'll touch on some of those, and I have some on my list already. Coming to stillness in the shoulders, we'll inhale, arms sweep up overhead. And exhale, bend over to the right. Left arm reaches over for a side bend. Left hip stays glued to the ground. Inhale up through center. And exhale over to the left. We'll just sweep it side to side here. Just beginning to open up the shoulders as well as the side ribs, those intercostal muscles, space between the ribs. As we open up, so side bends are great because as we open up this side rib space, we have even more space to play with the breath. So all of yoga and the movement, like we know through Western, not testing, but what do they call it? Studies and whatnot, that it builds flexibility. It helps avoid injury when we're doing other sports or other things in our day-to-day. Let's just bring it up to top, and then we'll take a twist to the right, nice easy twist to the right. Left hand to right knee, right hand on the ground behind you. Just twisting the chest open to the side wall. And the inhale brings you back up through center. We're not going for any personal bests here. Exhale, twisting to the left. We're just waking the body up to this twisting motion. connecting the inhale to center and the exhale to twist. But if you're looking at the benefits of yoga or asana, the movement portions of yoga, through a more, I'm going to say spiritual, but historically accurate sense, it's really all in service to the meditation and pranayama practices. So it's not that meditation and breath work make your movement practice better, though they do. It's that your movement practice serves your breath practice, which serves your meditation. So it's all in service of the meditation. Because if your body is like restless, it's not going to sit in stillness. And if you have a hard time breathing, you won't be able to sit in silence. All right, hands down to center. Let's wave out the hands. So it's just a little bit of a flip, I think, than most modern people practicing yoga think about. Palms flip down, fingers wiggle. The elbows aren't moving, just the wrists. We're just warming up the tendons, the ligaments, the muscles, and the hands and surrounding the wrists and forearms as well, where our priorities are. A lot of, I live in the United States, Southern California, a lot of the priority here is like about your body and fitness, and I think that's beautiful. But historically, it's the other way around. The body, the physicality, all of that is serving the spirituality. Palms flip to the sky instead of serving the body, and then you end up with spirituality as a byproduct. It's like the other way around, if that makes sense. Five. So really pressing my hands back to the fullest extreme of my flexibility, and then just nice and gentle shake off water. 3, 2, 1. Makes perfect sense. Good. I'm glad that kind of makes sense. Sometimes I'm just like talking and I'm like, I think what I'm saying makes sense. And it's not about being right or wrong, right? It's not like they did it right and we're doing it wrong. It's like we're in a new age. We're in a different country, a different part of the world. We live different lives than yogis did back in, 4,000 years ago. So of course it's going to shift. It's going to shift. The priorities are going to change. All right, let's work on some neck stuff because that stuff's been feeling so good. Maybe not during, but like after. I hope you guys are experiencing that too. Some new openings in your neck. Fingers come to the jawbone right underneath the ear. It's just about enjoying and feeling. Yeah, I love that, Issa, absolutely. I think, Bodhi, I think you eloquently articulated that concept. Great, thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, my lovelies. I am glad that that is resonating. Totally agree. Cool. So, sitting up tall, we just bring the fingers out like an inch, and we're sliding the head side to side. So, we're not lifting the shoulders. Shoulders stay totally relaxed. We're not turning the head. Nope, stays completely in the middle. Slide, head. We're calling them, these are owl slides. Like how an owl can move its head in all these crazy directions. It's one of those. It's about enjoying and feeling. I totally agree with that. I feel like that's if you have the privilege to be here on Twitch and watching and practicing, then you're in a place where you're probably in a lifetime where getting enjoyment and feeling and trying to get to the peak of feeling well, wellness and fitness, then this is a lifetime for that, which is a super blessing, right? It looks really funny, but it feels good. Oh my god, I know, it looks so funny. Or so if this is really difficult and doesn't, you're this is really challenging, just bring the fingers in a little closer, just a centimeter instead. So we're opening up new spaces in our cervical spine, in the neck, building up those muscles, working through the frustration and breathing. We are multitasking here. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Just drop the ear side to side. Okay, I'm gonna work on our neck rolls. So you happy about that? You're so happy about that? Yes? Alright, so you can stay facing forward. I'm just turning to the side so you can observe the movement. Chin tucks down towards chest. I'm leading with my nose. It goes all the way down, all the way forward, all the way up, back. And chin tucks back down towards chest. So I'm smoothing out this movement. To get to the very edges of my range of motion. Keep the breath strong and the movement smooth. We'll change directions. Oh, my dog is so cute. Yeah, she's so about it. Every time I turn towards her, she's like, oh good, it's time to play with me. So bring the head all the way, now we're leading with the chin all the way forward and down. Chin scoops in and back. So loud. My downstairs neighbors definitely hate me. And just one more in this direction. Coming to stillness. Let's look over left and right shoulder. Shake that out a little bit. We'll come down to extend the legs out in front. Spread and scrunch the toes. Roll out the ankles. She's enjoying the yoga vibes. Oh yeah, she loves it. Sometimes when I'm like chanting, she'll like try to stick her mouth like inside mine while I'm like oming. It's like, oh, what's in there? No. Change directions. I'm just waking up the bottom of the legs here, bottom half of the legs here. Bend in the knees. Feet come nice and wide. We'll just drop the knees side to side. So allowing the hips to gently warm up here. Legs are far enough away that they don't stack on top of one another. That is a bit weird, but maybe she's just drawn to yoga. Yeah. She hangs out with me all day, honestly. She's like my little shadow. Whatever I'm up to, if I'm cooking, if I'm drawing, she's always nearby. She's my supervisor. She makes sure that I'm doing everything up to her quality check. Motley Cruelty, hello, hello, my friend. Yes, we're talking about a dog. About Deluge. That's you. Okay, let the knees fall to the right and press up to tabletop pose. Let's get the light on here. That helps. That helps. All right, so hands are below shoulders, knees are below hips. Cool. Belly drops, hips and chest rise for cow pose. Exhale, rounding the spine, chin tucks towards chest for cat. Inhaling through cow, hands press down and back, knees press down and forward like you're trying to scrunch your mat together for cow pose, getting a bit of leverage for the arch. And exhaling through cat, hands press down and forward, knees press down and back, like you're trying to spread your mat apart to
get a deeper arch or deeper rounding for cat pose. Following the breath in to rise and out to round. Let the speed of your body be informed by the length of your breath. And the next time you exhale through cat pose, let it be your last, returning to a neutral place. We'll work on our wrist strengthening here. So wrists are directly below the shoulders, knees are below the hips. And we'll work on lifting the palms all the way up to the knuckles and then gently lowering them down. So I'm just using forearm and wrist strength here. I'm not like bringing any motion, what's that called? Not mobility. Momentum. I'm not bringing any momentum into this. Sitting on my foot, okay? I'm not bringing any momentum into this at all. Just like wrist push-ups. Slowly bringing it down. Lift it for 1. Lower for 3. If this is like really easy for you, dope. That's awesome. You're just gonna want to bring your knees a little bit further back, like a foot back. I can't do it back there. But that's gonna bring more weight onto your hands. And if you're like, psh, child's play, you can come into a proper push-up and then do it from there. I am this level Pokemon. This is Bulbasaur. Working on getting up to 10 reps. Alright? Once you're there, toes tuck under, come to sit up on the heels, roll out the wrists, so a little wrist floss. So we're just here every day working on our wrist resiliency and strength. Building up, getting stronger every day. A little bit of a shake out in the hands there. There we go. Better. All right. So hands come back down onto the ground. We take a step forward. It's really dark. Yeah, that's better. All right. We take a step forward to the left and the right leg. Walk the feet out to the edges of the mat. Then we're going to bend deep in both knees, heavy hips, light chest, and then light hips, heavy head. So we're going from squat to fold. Squat to fold. So it's not your deepest squat of your life. It's not your deepest forward fold of your life. We're just, so I'm just going to chat near me so I can actually see you guys. We're just beginning to wake the body up to this direction of movement. And the next time the hips are up high, let's let the head nod yes. Knees can be a little or a lot bent. Let the head shake no. Grab opposite elbows for a ragdoll, creating a little frame for your head as you rock the body side to side. Moving any which way would feel good in this first major forward fold. We'll gently release the hands back down, heel toe the feet in together, big toes come to touch. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on shins, crown of the head towards the wall in front of you, tailbone towards the wall behind, like making the number 7 with your body. Deep breath in here. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale rolls you all the way up to stand, one vertebra at a time. Heavy head comes up last. Arms sweep up when you get there. And exhale, hands to heart center into Tadasana, mountain pose. Right knee pulls in towards the body. Think just core strength. Deep breath in here. And exhale, hinge on the left hip as the head comes forward, the leg sweeps back, just like a seesaw. So weight of the head comes down, right leg reaches back. This is called Warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. So your hands can actually come onto this left thigh, and then notice if your right hip's popping up, bring it down so it's square with the left hip towards the ground. You can kind of know if your hip is popping up by your back foot. The toes should be facing the ground as well. So reaching for opposite sides of the room, crown of the head towards the front of the room, heel towards the back, full breath here. And bend in the left knee, and float the right foot down, landing in a high lunge. It's okay if it takes a couple steps just to find your preferred stance here. You want left knee over left ankle. Right hip is pressing forward, left hip is pulling back. Hips nice and square to the short end of the mat ahead of you. And shoulders are up over the hips. If you're here and you can't get your shoulders up over your hips, you can bring a bend into the back knee, and that's going to give you the space, right? So it's like your front right thigh is what's stopping you. Your front right quadricep is too tight to let you do that, or your hip flexor, do one or the other. So you can just bend the knee to make that happen. If that's not an issue, you want to be pressing the back of your knee towards the ceiling, heel towards the ground to give that hip a stretch. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead. And exhale, we high twist to the left. Arms open like the letter T. Inhale brings you back through center. Same side. Exhale to twist left. Once more like this. And then staying here, we hold the pose but not the breath. Breath stays strong and long. Maybe the hands come to heart center, prayer pose. And the right elbow might come to the outside of the left knee. So I'm hooking the elbow with the knee. You can always stay up in that like letter T shape instead. Once you've got this hook, I'm going to press the hands together to try to bring my chest towards the hands. So I'm trying to bring instead of my hands to heart center, my heart center to my hands. Really opening the chest towards this long side of the mat. My legs stay strong. They're the foundation to this pose. Another breath here. Shoulders melt away from the ears. We bring it back like pressing rewind. Through center. And then we'll release the hands down to the ground to frame the front foot. And we'll just extend and bend this front knee. Just give it a little bit of relief. Doesn't have to come to all the way straight, but if it does, like say you have the space to play, you can roll onto the heel to give the back of the leg even a deeper stretch, but you can just be here. It's a little free movement here, just bending and extending this front leg. And the next time it bends, walk both hands to the inside of the left knee, release the right knee gently to the ground, heel toe the left foot out at an angle, so the foot is at a 45-degree angle out, And we'll let this knee splay open and closed. So I'm rolling onto the pinky side edge of my foot and bringing it back. Pinky side edge and back. I'm going to let it stay out on the pinky side edge for my lizard pose. It might feel better for you to keep this back leg up. That's an option. Release it down. You might even have the space to come down onto forearms or even onto your chest. The lizard pose. Sometimes your body can go further than the whole system agrees with. So if you go down so far or into a pose that it takes your breath away, then you know you've gone too long, too far. Just because your body can get into a shape doesn't mean it belongs there. So you just want to be right at the edge of discomfort, sure, but before pain. We'll press back onto the hands if you're not there already. Then option here to bend in this back knee. So bending the back knee, pointing the foot. Right hand stays glued to the ground. Left arm, like a back stroke, reaches back for this back foot. Two options here. One is you pull the heel in towards the glute, and you'll feel that deep stretch in the front quad and hip flexor. And then option two is the foot kicks into the hand, pulling the chest and shoulder open, almost like in dancer pose. And we're letting the chest open out to the side, or rather, to the ceiling. When we release like in reverse, avoid the slingshot, rubber banding of the foot. Instead, front stroke with the foot. I don't swim, so this is a terrible metaphor. I'm going to release the foot down to the ground. I'm not meant to be a lizard. My body says I'm more of a pigeon than a lizard. I love you, Bodhi. But can you become one? The sky is your limit. I love it, Isa. Knee comes back through center. The foot back through a runner's lunge. Send the left foot back to meet the right. Plank pose. I love it. Deep breath in here. And exhale, we're going to chaturanga lower down. So option here is to release the knees down first, and then the elbows are sent straight back behind you, scraping the ribs on your way down. Same deal if the legs are up. So straight line from the heels to the crown of the head, deep breath in. And exhale, lowering down halfway. And then we're going to release the knees anyway, chin chest to the ground. Beautiful. Hands are underneath the shoulders, tops of the feet, shoelace part of the feet press strong into the ground. Glutes squeeze tight. Inhale, chest and shoulders rise. For a baby cobra pose, we're not using hand strength at all, arm strength at all, we're just using upper back strength. Deep breath here. We'll release the mouth, chin, or forehead to the ground. Hands come back behind you, onto the ground, so palms face down. Yeah, does that make sense? Pinkies are touching your body, and then just give them a little space. The inhale will raise chest, arms, maybe legs. If this bothers your lower back, keep your feet pressed into the ground, and just focus on lifting your chest, head, and arms. And exhale lowers you down. So we've got a few Shalambhasana lifts here. Inhale, we rise up. Locust pose, Shalambhasana. And exhale, lower down. Inhale to rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. We got 3 more like this. last one. We're holding it here, but not holding the breath. Hold the pose, not the breath. Strong in the breath, strong in the body. Heart is reaching towards the front of the room. Toes are reaching towards the back. We're going more for length than for height. Shoulder blades squeeze together like you're holding a pencil between them. The breathing is so strong, you might even feel a rocking in this posture. One more full breath here. And release. Feet, hands, head to the ground. Again, bend in the knees and windshield wiper the feet side to side to release any tension that might have built up in the lower back. I've got to leave. Thank you for this beautiful session. I love your energy and vibe. I really feel relaxed now. Namaste. Namaste, Isa, my friend. I'll see you probably on your stream, like very soon. I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out. All right. So hands are going to come underneath the shoulders. Release the feet to the mat. Bringing it back up through tabletop. Let's bring the toes to touch. Knees come nice and wide. Send the hips back. Chest and head comes forward. For sure, for sure. For child's pose. Forehead comes onto the ground. Tops of the hands press into the ground so hard that the elbows stay lifted. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. And one more like that. Then pressing the hands into the ground, toes tuck under, hips press up high for downward facing dog. You can paddle out the feet. And the hips press up and high like they're going to hit where the back wall meets the ceiling. Heels are pressed down towards the ground, regardless of if they touch or not, and the head is heavy. Eyes are between the toes, like between the feet, or looking between the knees. Fingers spread wide. The right leg sweeps up and back behind you. Bend in the knee. Stack right hip over left hip. Three-legged dog. So I'm reaching up through that knee. Both hands still pressed strong into the ground. Another deep breath in. And exhale, tiger pose. Knee comes in towards nose, rolling onto the tiptoes of the left foot. Shoulders come up over the wrists. And right foot steps up between the hands. It's okay if it takes more than one step for you. Left foot steps up to meet the right. Big toes come to touch. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale rolls you all the way up to stand. Arms sweep up when you get there. And exhale, hands to heart center. Left knee pulls in towards the body. Floating up to just using that core and hip flexor strength. Deep breath in here. And the exhale, hinge on the right hip. As the head comes down, the left leg floats back for a Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. Hands can come down onto that thigh, close to the hip, closer to the hip than to the knee. So we don't want to be pressing back on the knee, we're pressing back on the thigh. Back foot, toes are facing the ground. We keep the hips square. So this left hip's going to want to pop open. We're keeping it square. So it's different than Ardha Chandrasana, the balance pose we worked on yesterday. It's different posture. Hips are closed in this posture. Crown of the head reaching forward. So we're not looking ahead of us. We're looking straight down to the ground. Spine is long. We'll bend in the right knee and float the left foot down to the ground. Nice. Might heel toe the right foot towards the right just a bit more, keeping this knee over the ankle. Find that spacing that works for you. Left hip presses forward, right hip pulls back to keep the hips nice and square, and shoulders are up over the hips. If you're here, you can't bring your shoulders up over your hips, bend in the back knee, a little or a lot, to give yourself the space. This is that part of your body that's stopping you from getting that. It's like your quadricep or this hip flexor. But don't worry, we have plenty of stretches for that coming up. So for right now, just get the alignment instead with the shoulders up over the hips. If you do have the space to have shoulders up over hips in this posture, then I want you pressing the back of your knee towards the sky, pressing the heel towards the floor, even though it's not going to touch. It's really getting a nice stretch for the gastrocnemius, your calf, around the Achilles heel. So we want to be building up the resiliency of those tendons and ligaments. All right, inhale, arms sweep up overhead. And exhale, it's a high twist to the right. Right arm sweeps behind you, left arm sweeps forward. Inhale, back up through center. And exhale, high twist right. Same side. Inhale through center. Exhale to twist, like wringing out the air from the lungs. Hands can come to heart center here, so you can stay here this whole time. This is a great place to be. Or the hands can come to heart center, and you might hook the left elbow with the right knee. Once you've got that hook, press the elbow into the knee strong enough to start opening the chest towards the side wall. Trying to bring heart center to the hands. Still breathing even in the contortion of the twist. And we'll release like pressing rewind. Back upright, arms open like the letter T. Back up to a high lunge and release the hands down to frame the front right foot. Here we'll begin to extend and bend the right knee just to bring some movement and a little bit of relief to that leg. You have the space to play, and you can extend the leg all the way straight. You might even lift up the toes to get a deeper stretch in the back of the leg. But even if you're just here, just a couple degrees from putting weight in, weight out, it should feel, the invitation is for it to feel like relief. So you might have to play around with a couple different variations to see what relief looks like and feels like to you after that balancing and strength sequence for the leg. And we'll let the knee bend, release the left knee to the mat, walk the right hand into the inside of the right foot, heel toe the foot out just at a 45-degree angle, and we'll let the knee open and close. So I'm rolling onto the pinky side edge of my foot and bringing it back knee over ankle. Open, close, a couple times. Now I'm going to let it stay open. So I'm roll that onto the pinky side edge of this foot for lizard pose. Maybe the back toes stay tucked under, the leg could even rise up. Now it can stay down. You might come down into forearms. So what worked on one side might not work on the other. Kind of got to see what is feeling right for this hip. Just breathing fully here. You can even bring back that Ujjayi pranayama, that victorious breath we worked on in the beginning. See what it does for you in this posture, in the discomfort. Press your hands into the ground. Maybe bending in this left knee, bringing the heel towards the glute. And the right hand, it's like a big backstroke. Reaching towards a grip on that foot. Maybe the foot gets pulled in towards the glute for a quad stretch. So if you're working on getting your shoulders up over your hips in a high lunge, this is where you want to be. Working towards pulling the foot in towards the hip, the glute. It might not be that dramatic. Don't rush it. It doesn't have to touch. It doesn't matter if it touches or not. You can just pull it in a little bit, just once you feel that stretch. If you're working on chest and shoulder opening, or that's where you'd like to focus today, then you kick the foot into the hand and let it drag the chest and shoulder open. So I'm lifting in the chest, being pulled open by that foot and arm. And then a gentle release, front stroke. Left toes touch down, right knee comes back over the knee, the ankle, walk it back to center. Tuck the left toes under, send the right foot back, plank pose. Deep breath in here. And exhale, we gently lower down. All the way down, mouth, chin, or forehead come to center. We'll let the knees bend and reach the hands back, grabbing for outside tops of the feet. Bring the knees in towards center, so they're touching or working towards that. It's okay if they don't touch. We just don't want them splayed out and open. Mouth, chin, or forehead come centered. Squeeze in the glutes, so press the hips into the ground, and then the feet kick into the hands, chest and shoulders rise. So I'm using this, so this is our floor bow. I'm kicking the feet up and back. So now both of my shoulders are getting that stretch. You might feel a deep stretch on your front hips too. I'm lifting my knees, so my feet kick up and back. Pressing this, stretching the shoulders as well. And we're fully breathing here, even in the contortion of the posture. So you might feel a bit of a rock here from the breath, and that's all good. Got 2 more deep breaths here. And we'll gently release the legs down, the shoulders down, release the hands. Don't let the feet flop open though, just gently let them go. Knees can bend. Ooh, windshield wiper. The feet side to side to release any tension in the lower back that might have built up. I always feel like if I bend my knees deep enough, my thighs kind of get like a nice little massage too as I roll over the muscle side to side. That might just be me. We'll gently release the feet back down to the ground. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Let's press it up to tabletop. Big toes come to touch. Feet nice and wide. Child's pose. Send the hips back. Chest forward. Forehead to the mat. Hands pressing to the ground so hard that the elbows stay lifted. Deep breath in through the nose. Out through the mouth. One more like that. We'll press into the hands, back up to tabletop pose, toes tuck under, hips press up high, downward facing dog. Fingers are spread wide. Hips are pressing up and back towards where the back wall meets the ceiling. Heels are pressed down towards the ground regardless of if they touch, and the eyes are open between the feet or between the knees. Then the left leg sweeps up and back behind you, bend in the knee, stack left hip over right hip for 3-legged dog. So I'm reaching this knee up and back, up and back, up and back, while my hands are still glued to the ground. Last deep breath in here. And exhale, tiger pose, knee comes in towards nose, rounding in the spine like cat pose. Roll onto the tiptoe of the right foot and shoulders come up over the wrists. Left foot steps up between the hands. Right foot steps up to meet the left, big toes come to touch. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale rolls you all the way up to stand. One vertebra at a time. Heavy head comes up last. Arms sweep up when you get there. And exhale, hands to heart center. We'll turn to face one another. Just give it a little shake out. So kind of a fiery class today. Just building up a lot of strength, a lot of heat in the body. And we're just going to shake it out. Probably won't take us too long to warm up actually here. Just let the shoulders rise and drop, and really all you need to do is lift the heels, let them drop, landing with soft knees to create this like jiggle kind of reverberation. But if you've got full jumps in you today, then you can go ahead and just take up some space. And start exhaling through the mouth. Audible sighs are invited and encouraged. Just letting the whole body flop and be loose here. I feel like Tanjiro from Demon Slayer using all these breathing techniques. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I've been actually low-key talking to a couple people about doing a Demon Slayer breathing class, which would really just be like pranayama and meditation, but like using all the Demon Slayer terms and techniques. So it's in the docket. I don't know. It's on. We'll see. We'll see if it turns into anything. All right. So we're just shaking it up, releasing tension. When you feel like stopping, just double time. 3, 2, 1. All right. So we're gonna come into our breath of joy, which is a 4-part breathing. 3 sips of air in consecutively. There's no exhales in between. And then a big ha exhale through the mouth on that 4th part. So it goes sip of air in, arms sweep up, sip of air in, arms sweep out, sip of air in, arms sweep up, and a big ha. Throw the arms back. We are throwing the arms, my friends, not the back. So we don't need any arching or popping or locking here. All right, don't throw out your back doing this. No shame to those of you who already have, but I just want to bring that up. It's brought to my attention. So we have about 10 of these. In, ha, in, ha, in, ha. Ha! 3 left. If you haven't joined in yet, now's your chance. Ha! Ha! Last one, make it count. Ha! Hand lands on the belly, hand lands on the heart, eyes can close, feet nice and wide, stable stance. Let's just take a moment here to arrive and observe what was created. Taking your body like a snow globe and giving it a righteous shake. Now we observe to see where that glitter dust settled, what was revealed. Not right or wrong, not good or bad, just something to notice. And gently blink the eyes open. Might grab a sip of water or towel off any sweat that was created. Like I said, it's a pretty fiery class today. Just kind of feeling it. This video is really cool. Oh, okay. I can play it if it's appropriate. I'm sure it's appropriate. Why would you share something that isn't? I can play it after Savasana. All right. If you're already on the ground, you just stay there. We'll meet you. If not, you can come down with me. The end of the mat. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, bend in the knees, deep, 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 so deep. Then you come to seated. Tea game. Oh, tea gimme. Ghost floof. Hello. Hello, my friend. I'm drinking some licorice tea. Licorice and cinnamon. So good. Like licorice candy, but licorice tea, so good. I have a lot of energy this morning. Maybe you can tell from class today without caffeine. I don't need caffeine right now, so. Licorice blurb. I know it sounds so gross, but licorice tea is a game changer. I was offered it for free, and it was like at some like yoga place, like yoga event, and I was just like, oh, let me try this licorice tea, and it was like delicious, and I'm sold. Oh, it's 15 minutes about Demon Slayer and training techniques. Ha! Okay, so maybe we won't play it at the end of class. Thank you, but I am gonna check it out because I'm waiting for the movie to come out. Obviously, all right. Yoga. Here we are. Feet come together. We're gonna let the knees splay open for Baddha Konasana. I'm really into this pose. Y'all who are here regularly know. I'm just like, I go through phases where I'm like, ooh, this pose forever, every day, and then I'll forget about it for like a year and a half. This is one of those poses. So I just like giving my feet a little bit of a massage while I'm here, take advantage of it, and then grabbing onto the feet or the ankles. Is there going to be tinnitus for sure tonight? Well, it's morning here. Look, if I make enough money through my tips, I'm going to buy a crystal bowl just for you, Ghost Floof. And then it won't be metallic, it'll be made of crystal. And it's not going to be metal, so it shouldn't hit your tinnitus. Alright, deep breath in, get tall. And exhale, we're going to hinge forward. Belly, chest, head. The elbows press into the knees. So am I pressing the knees towards the floor? Yes. Am I trying to get them to touch the floor? No, because I'm like really far away. I'm just going to the edges of where my hips feel a stretch. Right to the edge. Edge of flexibility, to the edge of discomfort, but not entering pain. So if you're experiencing pain, you just like back off a little bit, right? But you kind of gotta like address it and like get up to that edge so you can find out, is this discomfort or is this pain, right? That way you can have a healthy relationship with your body and know where your boundaries are physically, so you can start pressing into them, just testing them out, just edging them a little further and further, instead of just barreling through and snapping or ripping or straining things unnecessarily. You know? Nobody's proud of their yoga injuries, guys, and everybody gets them. So let's just avoid that to the best of our ability. Just got one more deep breath here. Baddha Konasana, pound angle pose. Bring it back up to seated. Knees come in through center. So we'll be wee-oo instead of wee. Yes, exactly. I'm so glad that you understood what I was saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. So we're just gonna scooch forward, trying to sit up nice and tall. We can hinge it back for Urdhva Navasana. So I have 3 points of contact on the ground. Left and right sits bones and my tailbone. Still seated up nice and tall. Are you so happy that I sounded out that? Yep. I had to. It's a solid opportunity. So my shins are parallel to the ground. My shoulder blades are pulling in towards one another. I'm trying to keep a nice tall back. Deep breath in here. Exhale, release the hands. Inhale, extend the legs a bit. Open up that angle between thighs and knees. Inhale, sustain. Exhale, open up the angle a bit more, straightening the legs out. Inhale to sustain. Exhale, open out the angle. That's perfectly read out. Most people mess those sounds up. No, I got it. I know exactly what singing bowls sound like. Exhale to open the angle a bit more. Hollow body, full breath in. And let it go. Arms reach up overhead. Toes point, fingers reach all 4 corners of the mat. All right, knees come in towards the belly. Give yourself a little rock, side to side. We'll release the left leg down the length of the mat, just pulling the right knee in towards the right armpit. For wind relieving pose, I'm pressing the left heel away. Nice and strong. And then left hand on right knee. Cross the knee over the body. Right hip over left hip. Right arm opens up like the letter T. You can look over that arm. Supta Matsyendrasana, spinal twist. Might have gotten my legs mixed up, but the same knee that was in towards the chest is crossed over now. Yeah? So the whole body's relaxed, just that right shoulder's pressing down towards the ground. Otherwise, you're just letting the breath and gravity do the work. Bring the head back up through center, and the knee back up through center. Last squeeze in, and release the right knee. Left knee pulls in towards the body, weighting the belly. Pull the knee in towards that left armpit. Right heel's pressed away. Wind relieving pose. So I said this before, but I'll just mention it again. This single knee squeezes in towards the chest, towards that armpit, that shoulder. It's really good for the digestion as it puts pressure on your intestines and your digestive organs in a good way. If you have a bellyache or experiencing some sort of indigestion, highly recommend these postures. And releasing the left arm out to the side. We'll cross the right hand with the knee over the body, stacking left hip over right hip. For Supta Matsyendrasana, spinal twist on the other side. Pretty sure I need a new spleen by now. Because of the posture? Or if you squeeze as tight as you could? I'm not sure I know what you mean. Yep, laugh out. We're gently massaging our organs here, Ghost Floof. We're not exploding spleens. We're in a very calm yoga class. Either one. So the only effort here is just the left shoulder pressing down. The rest of the body's totally relaxed. So a release for the lower back. Bring the head up through center, bring the knee back up through center, last squeeze in. Releasing that leg down, we'll bring both knees in, check for opposite elbows for Apanasana. Wifey insulting me for making you laugh while she's trying to follow you. Well, at least I have somebody in that room that's on my side. So we're grabbing opposite elbows to the best of our ability. If you're on the forearms, that's cool too. And then we're going to try to bring the entirety of the spine onto the ground. So my hips are pressed into the earth, chin tucks in towards chest. Imagine every vertebra in your spine connecting with the ground. So I'm not rolling up into a ball, quite the opposite. I'm trying to roll out every bone in my back onto the ground. Apanasana, spine lengthening posture. We've got one more breath here. And then let yourself roll into a ball, little bit rocking side to side, and just notice, is there any last movement or stretch or pose that your body's asking for as we prepare for Savasana, final relaxation pose. So there might just be a body part that we didn't get to stretch today that called out for you during your body scan, or you might just have like some last little wiggle or energy to work through. Taking this time now to explore that. This might also look like grabbing a blanket or socks, as your body temperature will lower. In this next meditation practice. And rounding out the end of your intuitive movement just for class. Of course, you can move the rest of your day this way. Why not? That would be fun. For Savasana, extending the legs down the length of the mat. I'm getting all these like scam calls from New York. I haven't lived in New York in like 12 years, guys. Anyway, legs are down the length of the mat. Feet are at least a foot apart. Legs so relaxed that the feet splay open. Shoulders tuck under to support the chest, and the arms open up like the down by the sides. Palms face open to the sky. A symbol, a mudra of receptivity. Allow yourself to receive the full benefits of your effort here today. Head is neutral. Gaze is up towards the sky, and the invitation is for the eyes to close if that's comfortable for you. If this brings any pain to your lower back, laying flat on your back like this, remember no pillow underneath the head, then you might bend in the knees, bringing the feet to the outside edges of the mat. Let the knees knit together for broken bridge pose. From this posture, you just lift up the hips, tucking the hips, elongating the lower back, and releasing back down to neutral. So no muscle energy is being used to hold this up. It's just an alternative to the traditional legs down the length of the mat Savasana pose. I'm going to come up to seated so that I can lead you through this more effectively. Instead of talking to my ceiling, I can talk directly to you and play some singing bowls for you. Who knew New York had... Yeah, New York. Yeah, you can leave, but you can try to leave, but they won't let you. That's like celeb city, isn't it? I think LA is more celeb city than New York. I've seen more celebrities here in San Diego than I ever did in New York too, so. All right. The ceiling can be handsome, I suppose, yeah. Or if you're practicing outside, you've got the whole sky. Why not? All right, so we'll start this practice how we did the last, in a comfortable, with 3 cleansing breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth, but the shoulders should just stay relaxed here. No need to lift and drop them. Apologies ahead of time, ghost floof, I know. But
I do have like a little like savings account, like a little jar, virtual jar, for crystal singing bowls, so that this next part doesn't wreck your or doesn't trigger your tinnitus. I do have you in mind. So 3 cleansing breaths. Allowing the breath to continue just in and out through the nose, if that's available. Inviting your exhalations to become longer and deeper than your inhalations. Invite space between top and bottom teeth as the jaw hangs heavy and the tongue falls away from the roof of the mouth. And all the muscles surrounding the lips and cheeks relax. Nose and nostrils relax, gently allowing air to pass through, like waves lapping up to shore. Eyes rest heavy in their sockets, eyelids just barely touching. And the space between the eyebrows broadens as all the muscles in the forehead relax. Muscles surrounding the ears with all their wrinkles and folds. And all the way deep down into the ear canals rest heavy. Muscles of the back and top of the head, the hairline all rest as well. Neck and throat release. Shoulders melt away. Upper arms and elbows relax. Forearms and wrists rest. Palms, backs of the hands, knuckles, fingers, fingertips, whole hands alive with vibration. Whole hands alive with creative potential. Rest and integrate all that you practice. Upper back, middle and lower back rest heavy, supported by the ground below. Chest and belly naturally rise and fall with the breath. Pelvis, hips, glutes, relax. Thighs and knees melt away. Lower legs and ankles release. Heels, arches, toe ball mounds.
tops of the feet and all of the toes relax. Whole body rest. Whole body rest. Whole body rest. Notice if in your mind, if even for just one moment, there was silence in that inner dialogue. Notice if in your breath there's ease. Notice if in your body the places of tension have found space. And the places of restlessness have found peace. Allow for everything that did and did not happen in class today. And know that in yoga, practice makes practice. Nothing more and nothing less. As you invite your inhalations to deepen and become longer than your exhalations. Fingers begin to wiggle and toes begin to curl. That feeling of heaviness is replaced with the feeling of openness and lightness. Attention coming towards the front side surface of the body as head begins to rock side to side. Knees come in towards the belly and roll over to whichever side feels natural. Landing in a fetal position. You can use that arm as a pillow. Fully released and fully supported by the ground below you. Bring to mind any intention or dedication you set for class today, or take this opportunity to set one now. And if that intention inspires you, take it with you off the mat and into the world. Allow it to affect you and the people around you for the rest of your day. With eyes still closed or gently lowered, press your hands into the ground to come up to a seated position, just like how we started class. Hands come to meet at heart center. Today we practiced a strength building class. A lot of fire energy, high energy, movement driven class today. Focusing on lunges and hip flexibility. The first namaste is said silently to yourself, thanking your body for the effort it put into class. And the second namaste is said out loud to the community that held this space. Namaste. Thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone who joined me I hope you found something that serves you. I appreciate your presence. So does Lucy, apparently. Namaste. Oh, we have some comments on Facebook. Sorry. Oh, yeah. I thought Facebook was like only people that you knew, but there's like super creeps on here. I don't even know how to like block them. Oh, like that. Cool. Learn something new every day. Yeah, so I appreciate you all for joining in today. I think you have to make your stream private. Yeah, I think so too. I guess I've just been streaming just totally, what's it called? Openly. I mean, I guess it's such a small stream, it doesn't really matter, but now I guess it kind of does because it's creepy. Cool. Well, that's done. Alright, anywho, I feel bad. It's Ghost Sleuth. Ghost Sleuth, are you back? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry that I'm always like messing you up. How much money for... Oh, yes, thank you for mentioning tips. Tips are appreciated but never required, but they do... I do really appreciate them, and they do help. So there's like lots of crystal bowl options. So I just have like a little account. I don't have like a specific number, but now I feel like I should. That way it's like a clear goal to be working towards. Because the thing is, like, obviously, like, the bigger the crystal bowl is, the more expensive it is. But also the bigger, the deeper the sound. So the less likely it'll like trigger tinnitus. You know what I mean? Oh, hiya. Yeah, they're actually less expensive than no, they're like the same expensive as Tibetan singing bowls, but probably need like to save up a good $200 to get one. And I probably have like I have $70 towards it right now, so I'm almost halfway there. And that's just because I'm imagining how much actually shipping and handling would be. Because I want to get a nice big one, like a watermelon sized one. They don't come in fruit sizes, but in my head, when I've seen them and I've played with them before, like I know what a watermelon size crystal bowl sounds like. It's so nice. I'm not gonna go crazy and like buy a whole set that's like $1,000. Like, I'm good. I think maybe I would get a car before I got a crystal bowl set. But just one big one. Oh, so nice. Like a witch's cauldron when you play them. So yeah, I'm super close. I mean, what has it been? 2 months? 3 months of streaming? 2 months of straight stream. Today's day 60. Oh my gosh, I forgot to say thank you for joining me for my 60th live stream. And like 60, like 60. What? I was gonna put like the little count in the title of class, but then I didn't want people to like feel like they were missing something by coming in later, and I felt like it was like, I don't know, I don't know. But I might put it up there for like big ones, like 75 or 100, because we're gonna get there. We're totally gonna get there. You're very close now. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm like really close. I have a bunch of friends who have and like yoga studios that like actually own them. So I'd probably reach out to one of them and ask them like, or a couple of them, and see if they have like a provider that they like. Let me closer. Oh, did you just send something, Bodhi? I appreciate and love you. Oh, I love you so much. Thank you. Honestly, between that and like the tips that I make in the next couple days, I'll probably be able to put the order in. Oh my gosh, in time for my birthday.
Is that what you said in the little message? It just like saw the little, it has like the little preview. I love you. Thank you so much. Oh, I can probably like order it in time for it to come for my birthday. I'm like, yeah. Well, instead of waiting, I'll just get it as soon as possible. That way, poor ghost floof doesn't have to leave every time during Savasana, which should be, or like my intention is for it to be like relaxing and a great experience, not not negative and tinnitus causing. So, oh yay, okay, now I'm gonna let myself actually do some research and like reach out to my friends and like yoga studio owners and see where they bought theirs. You said you wanted it for your birthday. You said it in an earlier stream. I have been like wanting to get one for a long time. I love these so much, but there are quite a few people who like hate the sound of them. So I don't know. There's probably people who don't like the sound of crystal bowls either, but they are less tinny. It's like the metallic sound is what's usually triggering. I want Lucy to be in the stream too, but she's just. Hi, Bub. But she's just like a little shadow ninja. There we go. Okay, yeah. Perfect. Excellent. Come stream with me, my little co-host. She's the cute one. Oh wait, we have a wolf. Wolf dog is back, guys. You also get love. You both get love. You're both deserving of love. You're all deserving of love. Dogs are really the best of us. I mean, like, the one contribution humanity had was domesticating dogs. And I'm sure people working in shelters wouldn't even agree with that. So, anywho, I hope you guys had a good class and a good start to your week. It was like a really powerful start to the week. So, drink lots of water, be kind to yourself. Much love from me to you. Oh my gosh, she's literally sitting on me. Okay, there we go. And I'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. I don't think I'm gonna raid anyone today. I think I'm just gonna keep it moving. I have lots of energy today. I hope you guys have lots of energy today too. You could just drop us off somewhere. You know what? You're right. Why not? Yoga with Jen, or The Great Kind is on again, and she's doing breath work. Let's rate R-A-D The Great Kind. Rate The Great Kind and learn some science stuff. She's doing some cool what's it called?